All right, welcome everyone. It is 3 News Facebook Live. I'm Dave DeNatale here at the Wolstein Center, and the man to my right is the head coach of the Cleveland State Vikings, Dennis Gates, the red-hot Cleveland State Vikings. I love being able to say that. 3 straight wins coming into Wednesday's game against the Toledo Rockets. We'll talk about the Rockets in a second, but since we talked last time at Buffalo Wild Wings, it was, I think I got the feeling it was still a little bit of the getting to know you with this club and how you were going to be able to get things going early on in the season. Well, you know, the guys getting used to game action and your expectations, not bad here so far.
Well, the most important part is our guys are getting to know each other each and every day on the court. They're allowing themselves to be coached. They're challenging each other. And most of the better teams, they coach each other. I mean, as a staff, we can tell them whatever we want, but in between the lines, it's their idea. They don't want to let their assignment down. They care so much about each other that they don't want to blow an assignment. And what we see out there today, or the last 3 games, the last 3 outings, has been a team that has been playing defensively.
Well, that was one of the things as I was catching a few minutes of practice in there that you were talking to the guys about. It's like, hey, listen, us as coaches, we can only do so much. You've got to talk to each other out there, and that means it's keeping everybody's head up when things are bad, but it's also it's making sure guys are where they need to be and that, you know, they're paying attention and carrying out what you guys are putting in.
Well, we don't want any complacency to set in. It can easily happen. I mean, human nature, you know, it's a Monday. We don't play until Wednesday. All their peers see them, want to congratulate them, pat them on the back. But at the end of the day, we hadn't done anything. And for as long as we continue to have that mentality entrenched in our brains and our hearts and our soul, we'll go out there and play with the edge. And that's the most important part, and that's what the fans see, us playing with an edge.
From an individual standpoint, who has stood out to you early on as a guy that, man, you know, I wasn't sure what I was going to get from this guy this early in the season, but you're seeing the most development maybe from?
Well, I'll say this, and it's a little ironic because you have Jalen Williams, Jalen Hill, Torrey Patton out, and they have been involved coaching. You should see those guys in the locker room. So it's not about them soaking in their injuries. It's them still pouring and finding out what they can give to the group. And the young guys are learning. Those are 3 experienced guys who have played Division I ball before, and we don't have them. And for now, we're using those guys as a tool to teach and coach, and they're getting better in their communication, and they're pushing our group and making sure the guys are following the scouting report. But in between the lines, you look at Trey Gomillion. I mean, he's our Iron Man. He's our horse. He's a guy that, you know, exudes toughness. Everything he does, the way he go about the game, the way he prepares, it's about toughness. And Franklin Penn Jr., he's doing an unbelievable job rebounding the basketball. But let's not forget our old Grizzly veteran, Aljavon Eibelberger. He's doing a great job. He's rebounding, he's finishing in the paint, and he's making free throws.
Well, and all of a sudden, you know, and I was watching you, work the guys there. The little fundamentals don't get overlooked with this team and what you're trying to do, especially the way you've had to kind of piece everything together. You know, and it is something as simple as making your free throws, which is something that, you know, you're trying to put.
It's fundamentals.
Yeah, it's fundamentals, but you're trying to put games away, and a lot of it comes down to, instead of being, you know, 16 of 20 at the line, a team might only be 12 out of 20, and you lose by 3 points.
Yeah. Those are tough ways to lose a game, but, you know, it's not lost in the last 1 or 2 minutes. It's lost somewhere between the 38 minutes that you played before, and it could be a charge, it could be a loose ball, it can be a made or missed free throw, it can be being able to withstand a run on the other team's behalf, and I think we've been showing character to be able to do that. The other part of it is executing offensively in our defensive assignments.
One of the things that you talked about when the day you were hired and you came down to the station and talked with Jim Donovan and myself, that, you know, this was going to be an overall thing. You know, you're finding student athletes with the emphasis on student, and you really wanted to make sure that the kids on your team are handling their business athletically, you know, with family and friends and as gentlemen, but also in the classroom. How is that going here as we get now into the month of December?
It's going well. You know, from day one, we wanted to win championships in the classroom, on the court and in our community. We're doing that with a lot of community service. We're doing Viking Literacy, which is a program I started where guys go into elementary schools reading and just tackling the literacy issue just across the country, across the globe with young people and getting them excited and energetic about just picking up a book. And I think we lose points and we lose the importance of the big picture. We are influencers. We are people that, have some, we're role models.
Right.
So to have guys be able to go into the community and give back, that's important. And our guys are doing that not only, in the community in Cleveland, but also on campus doing little, fundraising things and different things on that behalf. And then you look at our classroom. I mean, our guys are doing a great job in the classroom. Finals week starts next Monday.
Right.
And I think, we have a chance to finish over 3.0 GPA. And our guys are working extremely hard. And it's a byproduct. What you see on the court is a byproduct of us winning championships off the court,
right,
in the classroom and in the community, and everything spills over onto the court. So
it's going to start to get fun here at the Wolstein Center the next couple of weeks. I mean, obviously, I'm as a broadcaster, you start thinking, well, conference play's not that long away and things like that. But Toledo coming to town this week. You've got DePaul coming here in a short time, and they're a team that's getting a lot of hype now as a up and coming team in the Big East. But let's talk about Wednesday's game. First and foremost, I would be remiss if I didn't remind all of you out there, 216 Hoopy Hour. That's Wednesday from 6 to 7. Come down here to the Wolstein Center. You get $1 drafts for Christmas ale. Is that right? I want to make sure that's right. And $2 barbecue beef sliders, barbecue pork sliders. I want to make sure I get this right. So, I mean, all you need to do right now is contact the Cleveland State University ticket office. Carrie Neville and her people are waiting for you, and come out here and get your tickets, not just for Wednesday's game, but also for the rest of the season. But a formidable Rockets team is coming to town, and anybody who's gone over to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse during the course of the MAC tournament, we've seen in the last couple of years, Toledo's a good team. This is a good team that's coming to town.
Todd Kowalczak and I are probably basketball cousins. When I say that, we come from the same coaching tree at Tom Crean. He was a assistant at Marquette, and I was a grad assistant under Crean. But he's a great coach. He's an unbelievable coach, and he's 20-plus wins the last 2 seasons. They're looking to get to the NCAA tournament, and they're not by any means going to allow anybody to get in their way. So to be able to get out between the lines and play against an opponent like Toledo, who's an NCAA tournament team, I believe, it'll test our character, it'll test who we are, but the difference is usually let's make it an environment that's hostile. So I encourage all you Viking fans to come on down and hang out with us.
Yeah, come down here to the Wolstein Center. Make it a home court advantage. Make this place roar on Wednesday. I mean, this is where I think it gets fun for local basketball fans because you've got people in Northeast Ohio who went to Toledo or have, like myself, who have MAC ties, and then you get Kent State over the weekend. Bowling Green's not too far away. So these teams are going to be teams that I think are good barometers for where the Vikings are and want to be, but also just good for it's good for the rivalries.
Well, there's some great basketball coaches and programs. I mean, you look at East Tennessee State, you look at Toledo, you look at Bowling Green, you look at Kent State. Those are all teams that can very well in March be in brackets, and it's one of those things where you excited to play these guys this early because it sets the tone for who you are as a staff, as a program. But it also allows you to see the growth throughout the season. And from our first game to now, we've grown. And I want to continue to challenge our guys to grow and our staff to grow. And, it'll be a great environment here at the Wolstein Center. And we're going to have an opponent that's going to, give it their best shot.
Yeah, folks, I'm telling you, they're challenging the Vikings right now at practice. I was there. 3 wins in a row. None of that matters. It's all about the next game. The first things, just a couple of things to wrap up with. Because of your past, being back in the cold isn't a big thing. You know this weather, but after being in Florida for a few years, has it been a fun reintroduction to winter?
Well,
in Ohio?
I'll tell you this: Florida is uncomfortably hot.
Yes.
So I will take 4 seasons anytime, and I miss the winters of the Midwest. And everyone look at me like I'm crazy saying I'll be okay, but I came prepared. You know, I got a nice jacket and a coat and hats, gloves, and the biggest thing is it's the same temperature in every gym.
That's right.
You know, the temperature stays the same no matter if you're in Florida, no matter if you're in Ohio, Cleveland, or California. It's going to be the same temperature in each gym, and hopefully the temperature in the Wolstein Center is a little hostile for our opponents.
Now that, and I guess to kind of finishing up, we talked about the Wolstein Center and the home court. Has this experience now of being a head coach and having home games and going through all these rituals and routines,
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed all this so far?
I love it. I love the tradition at Cleveland State University, the staff, the support staff that's been hands-on with us in our program. President Sands, athletic director, Scott Garrett, and our fans.
Who's watching, by the way? I know he's watching. I saw him logging in. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Scott. How's it going? But we have some great fans, man, that have come out and supported, and that's what makes that experience unforgettable. These young people, as we continue to help them grow, you know, and get better each day, they need support, and our fans have been showing support. That's why I would love for our environment at the Wolstein Center on Wednesday to be a NCAA environment. I mean, it should be hostile.
Make it roar, folks. Again, that's Wednesday, Cleveland State and Toledo here at the Wolstein Center. 216 Hoopy Hour gets started at 6 o'clock. Tip-offs at 7, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there, Coach.
Yes, indeed.
It's good to see you, my friend.
Hey, good to see you, too. I appreciate you.
All right, again, that's head coach Dennis Gates of the Cleveland State University Viking basketball team. Check out WKYC.com. We'll have more on this conversation and on the Vikings and what they've done here to this point and what's to come here in the next couple of games here coming up here on the website. And we'll wish nothing but the best for the Vikings. Again, be here Wednesday, folks.
Go Vikings.